6 o'clock, 2 hours until my event starts. Let's get this porridge and electrolytes down me and then head off to the Forest of Dean. Let's go. So today I'm doing my first ever gravel event over in the Forest of Dean, and I'm just driving over there now. Just had about 15 minutes of heavy rain, but it's dry now, and I'm hoping it's still dry over the Welsh-English border. I think I've got everything packed. The cat's been fed, got my electrolytes on the go. I've been feeling unwell the past few days, still not great, but we're gonna give it 100%. That's the plan anyway. We'll see where that takes me. It's not a race, however, there's a start line, finish line, and a timer. So, yeah, I think we're going to give it our all. The Garmin this morning said I had a sleep score of 46, which is not ideal, but we move. I'll catch up with you in 40 minutes when we get there. Let's go. Right then, already bottles on the bike, tyres pumped up, head unit on, maps loaded up, ready to get going. Gonna go join the queue to start off now, and we'll see what happens. Look forward to it. It's gonna be hot, so I think drinking's gonna be crucial today. It's supposed to be about 32 degrees, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's give it a go. Wait. So we started the event off about 8 AM and it was already about 25 degrees, and as I mentioned, I had a cold the week leading up to the event and hadn't had a great sleep, so I wasn't in great shape. However, I was excited to get going and the course was looking beautiful. I started off in the first group, about 30 people deep. A lot of people there seemed to be regulars and out for a nice cycle. However, I was planning on gunning for it and giving 100%. Not quite sure that was the vibe of these events, but that was my plan, even if I wasn't feeling good. The first 10 minutes was fairly gentle. I made my way around some people ahead of me. When it started to open up, I managed to increase my speed and jumped to the tail of another cyclist ahead. At about the 5 kilometre mark, I was heading down a steep, rough patch of gravel, and that's when I found out the bottle cages on this bike were a bit loose.
Your bottle!
I want back as well.
Oh no. How the fuck's that happened?
Both my bottles came flying out. I knew I had a long hot day ahead of me, so I stopped to grab them. Unfortunately, one of the lids had caved in, so I downed the bottle. The bloke in front of me also dropped his bottle, so I grabbed his, binned my broken one. I knew I needed the liquid. Annoyingly, I had about 60 grams of carbs in my broken bottle. I got myself going and managed to catch up with quite a few cyclists ahead of me that had overtaken me while I was picking up the bottles.
Right, we're 5k in, just downhill so far mostly, and I've already lost 2 bottles. These bottle cages are shit. I had to go back, pick one of them up, but the other one's broken. It was lost my carbs already. But yeah, it's not too bad, not the end of the world. Let's keep moving.
The following 10 kilometres was fairly straightforward. I caught up with a couple of riders ahead of me and made my way past them. At this point I felt like I was flying. At the 13 kilometre point, there was a narrow section through the forest that I was a bit more cautious with. I saw some guys ahead of me, got off their bikes and walked over the bridge, so I copied suit. I probably could have ridden over, but I wasn't going to take any risks.
Right, we're about 15 kilometres in, my heart's going for it. Still a bit under the weather, so yeah, and I'm feeling it. Just had a little slide off my bike, the corner back there. In slow motion it felt like, but yeah, all good, got back up, just a little slide on the gravel.
At the 20km marker, my legs weren't feeling great, which was worrying given I was only a quarter of the way through the event. However, I wasn't planning on slowing down. I kept catching up with riders ahead, having a quick chat with them, and got on with it.
Oh yeah.
Are you alright?
Yeah, all good.
At this point, I started to find out that with gravel, a lot of the uphills are steep, and at the bottom of most downhills is some sort of obstacle causing you to slow. This really pissed me off. However, it did keep things interesting and kept me on my toes the whole ride. At about the 25km mark, the route took us on some road, which I loved. However, this enjoyment was swiftly nipped in the bud as the gradient increased to a 17% climb, which I was not a fan of. I saw the group ahead and gave it a good go to catch them up, which I managed to do so by the top.
Right, just on the first proper hill of the day. That was fucking hard. About 15% gradient.
Turns out that wasn't the top of the hill, I was only halfway up. I nearly missed my turn, thankfully someone shouted at me and we went up off-road up the steep hill. I made it to the top and quickly started downhill. However, the slope was quite steep and uneven, meaning I had to hold the brakes the whole time and my hands really started to ache by the time I got to the bottom, which had another obstacle resulting in me losing all momentum. Not ideal.
About 5 minutes ago I mentioned that we had the first big climb of the day. Turns out that was only halfway up the fucking climb. Jesus Christ, I'm not built for this. This is a humbling experience. Whew. Oh.
Around the 30km mark, the trail started to flatten out and became much easier to ride. There were some sketchy parts where I picked up some speed, but it was good fun.
Oh, my back.
Got to the aid station around the 44km mark, and I filled up both bottles with water and electrolytes and grabbed some snacks. While I was at the aid station, I noticed there were two strong riders just about to leave, so I packed up, got on with it, and held onto their tail for as long as possible. This was where I met my new mate Pete in the brown jersey. This was where my average speed really started to increase. These guys were obviously much stronger riders than me, however I tried to hold on for as long as possible. However, I did make a small mistake in the fact that I forgot to drink any carbs or take on any food. This was the start of the downfall. Bit of a side note on this one, it doesn't look steep, but trust me, it was steep. Around the 48km mark, the trail started to get a bit more technical and really started to test me. Also, both Pete and the other chap went the wrong direction, so I lost them at this point.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too.
While I was walking past the technical bit, I found Pete and his mate. However, they zoomed right past me. Time to catch up with them. At this point, the two riders I wanted to pace myself off had shot on ahead, and I made the decision to go full gas and try and catch them up. The problem with that was they were much stronger cyclists than I was, so I was putting out more effort than I would have liked to.
I've been bombing it the last 10 minutes to try and catch up you guys. You look like you've not even broken a sweat. Oh, the hill, I lost you on the hill. And I saw you in the distance, I thought, yeah, I can get him. But, yeah. Crikey. Nice course, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it's fast flowing, isn't it? A lot of it.
Yeah.
So around the 50-kilometre mark, I caught up with Pete and his mate. However, by this point, I was really starting to run low on energy. So I got some gels down me and tried to hold onto their tail for as long as possible.
I've run out of energy. I've officially bonked. 30k to go. Fuck me. My lower back hurts, my legs hurt. No energy. I'm just full of moans at the minute. I've been dropped by my mate. But, yeah, need to snap out of it. Get on with it. Whew. There's a bit of cloud cover, it's not too hot anymore. We just had a bit of rain. It's nice to cool down. Need to keep drinking. Need to get a gel down me. Fuck me. This bonk is serious. Right, stop moaning. See you in a minute.
So the third rider in white was actually only doing the 55-kilometre lap, so dropped off by this point. However, turns out my mate Pete was actually a really nice chap and waited for me at the top of the climb. At around the 60-kilometre mark, we started to find issues with the course. Our GPS units were saying turn right, however, the pink arrows we were supposed to follow were saying turn left. In this instance, we actually followed the pink arrows. About 10 minutes later, we had the same issue, where the pink arrows were saying one way and the GPS was saying the other way. I didn't actually see the pink arrows, I was just following the GPS on my Garmin. And it turns out, this was the wrong route. We should have followed the pink arrows. Over the next 10 kilometres, we ended up getting lost quite a few times. We had to turn back on ourselves because the route wasn't as straightforward as we had hoped. Fortunately, we were doing it together, otherwise I reckon we probably would have gone back to the road and got on the pink arrow route. This next bit really wasn't part of the plan.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, my favourite jersey. How's my bike?
Oh, I'm sorry, bike. Oh, my legs. Shit.
Oh, I'm alright. Bike. Hoods. Just the hood. Okay. Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, my hand.
Yep, it's not broken. Whew, right, let's get on with it. Oh no.
Chain. Ah, shit. Come on.
Yeah, just a bit of a slip.
You changing lanes?
Yep.
Did the same.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the rear derailleur has been shunt. Oh no. Yeah, the rear derailleur's had a knock. Hey, you got flared hoods now, that's much better. That's what you needed all along.
Pete had gone on to the next aid station, which was about 5 kilometres down the road, to go and get some help. However, about 5 minutes later, I managed to fix the bike, moved the rear derailleur over, and got going to catch him up.
We're back on course. Hello.
Well, I didn't think that was going to get sorted.
No, me neither. I think it was just stuck the other side of the cassette.
Yeah.
So I just needed to unstick it and then pick it back. So yeah,
Oh, right.
I think the only damage is the hood's moved over, but yeah, it seems alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to cut across the other path to the other side of the track, and my wheels didn't move, but I did.
Did you see it get me as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just managed to get over it.
Mm-hmm. We were just being whipped by the bushes, weren't we?
Yeah.
gears working or?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah?
fine.
Oh, wow.
I've got absolutely no clue how the derailleur didn't just come off, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, got quite lucky. I got it on the camera as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
You got mine? Send it, man. You got mine?
Oh, little rolls.
Ooh.
So at this point, it seems like I got quite lucky with the crash. I was a bit beaten up, the jersey wasn't in good shape, and the bike hoods were also a bit bent. However, I was able to get going. Or, that's what I thought. Turns out, the rear derailleur was bent, and I couldn't get into the bottom 3 gears, which were vital for some of these climbs. At this point, Pete didn't realise I was having mechanical issues, and shot on ahead. Fortunately, I knew how to fix it. I just had to move the rear derailleur back into its right position, and put the chain back on. Once I had the bike sorted, I was up and running and found a new guy to follow called Graham. Annoyingly, my chain dropped a further 2 more times whenever I went into the bottom 3 gears. This made climbing hills a lot harder.
I've lost my bottom gear, bottom 3 gears from the fall. So yeah, this hill, the bike's getting pushed. No energy, no gears. It's not a good combination. Woo. Let's get walking.
The final 10 kilometres were a bit of a slog. I had little energy, my hands hurt from the fall, and any hill was a problem with my reduced gears. However, I made sure to try and enjoy myself in the final push to the line. I managed to complete the 81km course in a total time of 4 hours and 23 minutes. Removing the stops and my fall, I managed a total time of 3 hours, 43 minutes, averaging about 22 kilometers an hour. I moaned a lot during this cycle, however, I did actually enjoy myself. I need to thank my dad for loaning me his bike. Thankfully, the only damage was to the rear derailleur hanger, which the bike shop bent into place for me. Also, a shout out to Glorious Gravel for putting on a great event, and to Pete for keeping me going in the middle section. If you're questioning gravel cycling, I'd definitely give it a go. It's great fun and completely different to road cycling. Thanks for watching. I would love it if you liked and subscribed.